The Christian Church, a System Rooted in Idolatry. Written by Christopher Turner, Heritage Weekly founder and editor-in-chief. First, a word from our sponsors. Delve into the history and truth of Israelite heritage with Christopher Turner's enlightening books, available now on Kindle. Explore groundbreaking works like Jacob's Trouble, The Birth of a King, The Freedom Articles, and Prophecy over DNA. Each book offers a deep dive into apocalyptic judgment, the restoration of Zion, and debunking modern claims to Israelite heritage. If you're enjoying the video, please remember to like and support our channel. Your engagement helps us continue to provide valuable content. Find all 3 books on Kindle and empower your understanding of scriptural truths today. Introduction. To the Christian pastor, this message is not an attack but a call to re-examine your foundation. The modern Christian church, though often well-intentioned, is steeped in practices that Yahawah calls idolatry. These practices, introduced long before your time, are part of a larger deception designed to lead even the most sincere believers away from truth. Idolatry, as defined by Yahawah, includes the worship of man-made objects or anything placed above him. Exodus 24:5. It is time to confront these traditions and return to the path Yahawah has set. The cross, a symbol of idolatry. The cross, a central symbol in Christianity, predates the faith itself and has roots in paganism. While it is revered as a reminder of Yahawah's sacrifice, its veneration as an object violates Yahawah's command. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath. Exodus 24:5. Historically, the cross became associated with Christianity under Emperor Constantine, who merged pagan traditions with Christian practices to unify his empire. Constantine's adoption of the cross as a symbol of Christianity further highlights its pagan origins. Why has the instrument of Yahawah's death become a focal point of worship instead of Yahawah's commandments? The cross has become an idol, replacing true reverence for the Most High with a man-made object. Graven images in worship spaces. Churches are often adorned with statues, murals, and stained glass depicting Jesus and other figures. These images, particularly the European portrayal of Yahawah, are not only unscriptural but also tools of deception. Yahawah was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, Hebrews 7:14. The widely accepted imagery of him with blonde hair and blue eyes erases his true heritage, disconnecting Israelites from their identity. Yahawah commands that no images be used in worship, making these practices both idolatrous and harmful. Deuteronomy 4:16-19 warns against making images of Yahawah or his creation for worship, lest ye corrupt yourselves, and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. These practices not only contradict Yahawah's commands, but also perpetuate falsehoods that have misled millions. Heathen holidays embraced by the church. Christmas, Thanksgiving, and other holidays widely celebrated in churches are rooted in paganism, not scripture. Christmas, for instance, is a rebranded version of Saturnalia, a Roman festival honoring the sun god. Nowhere in Scripture are believers commanded to celebrate Yahawah's birth, let alone with customs like gift-giving and decorating trees condemned in Jeremiah 10:1-4. Thanksgiving, while seemingly harmless, is tied to colonial conquest and the exploitation of indigenous peoples. It has no biblical foundation and should not be celebrated in a place of worship. Yahawah has already provided holy days for his people in Leviticus 23. These feast days are not only historical but prophetic, reflecting Yahawah's plan for his people. Why then do churches celebrate man-made traditions while ignoring Yahawah's appointed times? These heathen holidays are not innocent, they are deliberate substitutions meant to lead Yahawah's people astray. The Trinity, Arianism versus idolatry. The doctrine of the Trinity, central to most Christian denominations, is neither scriptural nor reflective of Yahawah's truth. Instead, it aligns more with pagan triads found in ancient Babylon and Egypt. The biblical understanding aligns with Arianism. Yahawah is supreme, and Yahawah is his son and servant, not equal to or the same as the Father. Deuteronomy 6:4 declares, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." Yahawah's singular authority is unchanging as reinforced in Isaiah 42:8. "I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another." The Johannine, 1 John 5:7-8, which appears to support the Trinity, is a proven insertion added centuries after the original texts. This tampering, introduced during the 4th century and omitted in many modern translations, distorts Scripture and promotes idolatry by equating Yahawah with Yahawah. Tithes, a misused commandment. In the Torah, tithes were given to the Levites, as they were responsible for temple service, Numbers 18:21-26. Today, pastors who are not Levites collect tithes while claiming the law is fulfilled and no longer applicable. This contradiction exposes the hypocrisy of modern church practices. If the law is fulfilled, why is tithing still demanded? The answer is simple: financial exploitation. Tithes were never meant to enrich individuals but to support Yahawah's temple. Some pastors argue that Abraham's tithe to Melchizedek justifies tithing in the church. However, this was a one-time act, not a perpetual commandment. Using this example to justify modern practices is a misinterpretation of Scripture. The Antinomian Church, Nicolaitans in Revelation. The modern Christian church reflects the Antinomian Nicolaitans mentioned in Revelation 2:15, whose practices Yahawah hates. Antinomianism, the belief that grace abolishes the law, is the foundation of today's churches. Yahawah said in Matthew 5:17, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law, or the prophets. I am not come to destroy but to fulfill." Yet the church teaches that the law is done away with, leading to lawlessness. Revelation 22:14 reminds us that only those who keep Yahawah's commandments will enter the kingdom. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. The Nicolaitans taught lawlessness under the guise of faith, mirroring today's churches. Yahawah's condemnation of their practices in Revelation shows that this is not a matter of personal interpretation but a divine warning. Returning to Yahawah's truth. Pastor, it's time to break free from the deception. Examine Scripture without denominational bias. Reject pagan practices, idolatrous symbols, and the false doctrines that have taken root in the church. Yahawah calls his people to return to him by keeping his commandments. This includes observing the Sabbath, celebrating his feast days, and rejecting the idolatry embedded in modern Christian traditions. Lead your congregation out of the Nicolaitan church system and into the truth of Yahawah's word. The choice is yours: continue in man-made traditions or align with the Most High's eternal truth. Conclusion. This message is shared out of love and a desire for you to know the fullness of Yahawah's truth. The church system of today is not his design. It is a tool of deception that Yahawah warned against. As Revelation 18:4 declares, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." The time is now to return to Yahawah's commandments and lead others to do the same. Written by Christopher Turner, Editor-in-Chief, Heritage Weekly, expert theologist specializing in Israelite heritage and covenant theology, biblical scholar and cultural historian focusing on ancient scriptures and the lost tribes of Israel, author of Rediscovering Israel, a comprehensive study of covenantal promises and the scattered tribes, contributor to Theological Journal's Insights on Hebrew Texts, Prophecy, and New Testament Context, public speaker discussing Israelite identity, prophecy, and scriptural truth in the modern age, covenant theology researcher, unveiling the promises made to Israel and their fulfillment.